Stop streaming checkbox checked. Desktop list. OBS Studio 14 of 26. Start with. Desktop. Start with. Google. New tab Google Chrome. Twitch Google Chrome. Gibraltar Spider Twitch Google Chrome. Gibraltar Spider Twitch Google Chrome. For Gibraltar Spider Twitch, link skip navigate. Main landmark Gibraltar Spider heading level. Button unavailable follow. For Gibraltar Spider Twitch, link skip navigate. Button unavailable turn notification. Heading level 2 twitching like crazy. First Twitch heading level. Button unavailable follow. 00105. Button edit. Button share. Unavailable turn notification. Heading level 2 twitching like crazy. First Twitch heading level. Broadcast options. 00105. Button editor title edit multi-line twitching like crazy. First heading level 2 twitching like crazy. Twitch. Broadcast options. Stream. Blank. Button editor title edit multi-line twitching like crazy. First heading level 2 twitching like crazy. Twitch. Broadcast options. Stream. Blank. Button editor title edit multi-line twitching like crazy. Heading level 2 twitch like crazy. Twitch. Broadcast options. Stream. Blank. Button editor title edit multi-line twitching like crazy. Heading level 2 twitch like crazy. Twitch. Broadcast options. Stream. Blank. Button editor title edit multi-line twitching like crazy. Heading level 2 twitch like crazy. Twitch. Broadcast options. Stream. Blank. Button editor title edit multi-line twitching like crazy. Heading level 2 twitch like crazy. Twitch. Broadcast options. Stream. Blank. Button editor title edit multi-line twitching like crazy. Heading level 2 twitch like crazy. Twitch. Broadcast options. Stream. Learn more link. Gibraltar Spider Web. Search for account. Learn more link. Search tags. Learn more link. Search results. Gibraltar Spider link. Learn more. Search for combo box English collapse. Link. Cancel button. Search tags. Button. Link. Search results. Gibraltar Spider link unavailable. Search for combo box. Desktop list. OBS Studio 14 of 26.
Right. After that, after this whole idea.
Start window. Search window. Search. Google Chrome. App 1 of 3.
Am I still streaming? Let me actually
Address
check
insert.
if I'm still streaming.
Sub. HTV. Instead. S. R selected instead. No tab. Renderland. Blank. 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 Blank.
Let me actually check.
Blank. Gibraltar Spider Twitch document. Navigation landmark Twitch home visit link. Blank. Blank. Blank.
Let me actually check.
Gibraltar Spider Twitch document. Navigation landmark Twitch home visit
Alright.
link. Blank. Blank. Blank.
Let me actually check.
Gibraltar desktop.
Okay, it appears I am streaming.
Start window. Google.
Sorry for the double
No tab.
audio or whatever the heck. I couldn't really help it while checking the thing. Sorry about that.
Renderland. Chrome menu. New tab. New web. New link. History. Downloads. Bookmarks. Bookmarks tab control D1. TCTS HTTPS. Document. Render landmark. Link. TCTS. Button disconnect.
Alright.
Text edit button submit. Send to channel edit Gibraltar Spider. Text edit button submit. Desktop list.
Okay, I got the chat up. Someone actually entered the chat here. Let me actually tweet this out.
Team viewer. TW Blue 20.
Yeah, I don't know. People enjoy the idea of me tweeting out, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
We need your help dialogue. No but press. TW Blue. Preview. Level 0 Steven Contos 1 Collapse 101. Ready. Expanded. Level 1 Home 1 of 16. Lead 0 to TW Blue. Preview. Home 1 of 16 level 1. Mentions 2. Home 1 of 16. Send direct messages for. Send tweets. List. Steam. Text. Steam, text, streaming some games, https, http, www, Twitch TV, Gibraltar Spider, come and watch, semicolon, 8 seconds ago, client, TW Blue 101 of 101. Exit dialog, nope, yes but,
Okay.
desktop,
It looks like you can't be secure on Twitch. Looks like you can't be secure while tweeting out these things. You have to be not secure when tweeting out. But anyway, that doesn't matter. After all this, basically 10 minutes of nothing, I'm going to go stream some Clok. I'm going to stream some Clok today. It's going to be a nice opportunity for me to show off Clok on Twitch. I have shown off Clok on YouTube before. And usually people enjoy my Clok streams. Yeah, I know. Streaming Clok has got to be like, you know, it's a mod, right? So it's all text, but hey, you know, it's all scrolling text, but I'm sure it'll work out. I'll tell you this, it's not like anything you've ever seen before, you know.
start,
Unless you're
type,
a kid
talk to,
in the 1980s
TW
or
but,
90s.
Options, File Explorer 1 running window, Google Chrome 1 running window button submenu,
You know,
File Explorer 1 running window, pressed, Clok bundle window,
here we go. Let's make this happen.
much reader and lock. Haven, found a square gallery. You stand up. You have been passed by your guilt. Your hands are empty. You are wearing an ebon silk handkerchief, a small clear crystal pendant concealed, a grey linen lanyard concealed, a velvety jasmine suede rucksack part layered with silver discs, a dark leather wine bag burned with intricate knotwork, a hooded ebon silk robe, a mismatched fur and felt tunic, a silver clasped ebon silk sash, a scaled scarlet suede hat frog overlain with gold filigree carrying a single bit bronze bratlets adorned with a silver skull, a cord-tied ebon silk pouch, a sleek silver leather scabbard bound with bronze, some shaggy dappled fur trousers and some strap-feathered black leather boots. Shad Rascal colon, at least not every Dweeb warrior needs to be a giant weapon-wielding psychopath. To the road with you. Two women enter a building, talking excitedly. Shad Valen colon yep. You had wielding dual cutlasses. You had to run, switching to all. Also here, all, Shad Valen colon, now I wish I have a wielding dual cutlasses. You venture out into the wilderness. Deciduous wooded hill road out WLDFRHLGR temperate. You also notice a large pine watermill. Also here, a bulky brindle warhorse with a braided mane and tail. You pet a bulky brindle warhorse with a braided mane and tail. Shad Valen colon Rattle Fury plus 5 hits of 100 is just terrifying. You wait 2 seconds before you are able to wait 1 second before you are
the only reason I don't have ambiences or music
the live
on
black
is
helmet
because
patrol.
it'll break my
You
soundboard.
heads out. You heads up.
And this is
You
the
had-
easiest on my sound card. You know, I have the Lenovo T430.
You heads up.
And
Light.
it's not a bad computer.
You heads up.
You know, it has Dolby 2.0.
You heads up.
You know, which is probably very outdated at this point, but
Wait 1 second before.
I also don't have the money to get a huge.
Wait 1 second before you are. Shad Valen colon. All. Here is S.
A huge
Shad S.
upgrade.
S. Gray Cobalt colon to people except when you yield or do they just murder you anyways. You head east. S. Gray Cobalt colon also. Have you been jailed before? Wait 1 second before you are able. Wait 2 seconds. Your hands are empty. You are with S. Gray Midnight Black colon head north.
Do I have a lantern? I don't remember
You
if I have
had-
a lantern.
Wait 1 second before you are. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again.
Do I have
You
a lantern?
lurking what? Lurking what? Lurking what? Lurking what? S. Gray. Your hands are empty. You are wearing an ebon silk handkerchief, a small clear crystal pendant concealed, a grey linen lanyard concealed, a velvety jasmine suede rucksack part. The velvety jasmine suede rucksack part layered with silver discs is closed. You open a lurking ruck. In the velvety jasmine suede rucksack part layered with silver discs you see some old leather lampasses, an old leather cuirass, a diamond-edged steel chisel, some firestones, an ebon chivinous helm, some old leather greaves, a pair of ebon chivinous gauntlets, an ebon chivinous gorget, a wooden spike and a decrepit wood lockbox closed. There is a little... You close the cord-tied ebon silk pouch.
I do wish, okay, I don't have a lantern, but I also don't have the room for it.
You are carrying 55 rillen.
I may have enough for a torch.
Prairie Road out W.
Yeah, enough for 2 torches.
You head at least. Wait 1 second before you are able to travel again. You head at least. Prairie Road, Fort.
Should be enough to get me through.
You head. Wait 1 second before you are able to travel again. You head up. Wait 1 second before you are. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. S. Gray Amethyst colon that didn't last long. You head up. S. Gray Cobalt colon this is just my interest in how people process and do their own risk analysis. Because statistics and data is really interesting. S. Gray Midnight Black colon head north. S. Gray Amethyst colon that didn't last long. You head. Wait 1 second before you are able to. South Icon. You head S. Gray Cornsill colon if it's the Elementor. Period no she's not worth the spike. The mangy brown hound. S. Gray Amethyst colon that didn't last long. You head east. Shattered. Market Street Market over Semieri. You can't go that. You head into a general store. S. Gray Bright Red colon hey Amethyst. How's the mini shaft going? Hope. Relina smiles at you and says, welcome to the Shattered General Store. We have just about anything you might need out here on the frontier. She shows you a catalog listing the items for sale. 1. A leather belt pouch 15 realm customizable. S. Gray. 28. A copper tearing. 26. A copper branded. 20. S. Gray Amethyst colon goes. 7. A brass lantern. 6. A wooden torch 20 realm. 5. A beeswax candle 3 realm. 6. 5. A beeswax candle 3 realm. Blank. Remove it, if you... You take off the velvety jasmine. You ask Relina for the details on the canvas backpack. You ask Relina for the details on the beeswax candle. The small candle is made of yellowish vintage beeswax. The small candle is made of yellowish vintage beeswax. It is not lit. You hand over 30 rolling and purchase 10 beeswax candle. You fling a velvety jasmine. You head. You can't go that way. You head through. You head east. You also notice a deep green painted wagon. You can't go that way. You can't go that way. You venture out and wait 3 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head north. Wait 1 second before you are. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. S. Gray of green pulse of the color sky blue flickers. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head north. Get what? You head northwest. Wait 1 second before you are able. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head. Your hands are empty. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head into a small delta. You head southwest. You can't go there. You manage to break away from the hostiles engaging you in combat. You head into a shallow cave in the southern Rycliffe. Kilderdale, shallow cave in CVR. Your hands are empty. You want to take them out of the velvety jasmine suede rucksack. You retrieve some firestones from your velvety jasmine suede rucksack part layered with silver discs. You use some firestones to light a beeswax. You jump down a large shattered burrow in the floor near the ground. Disarm wouldn't have much effect on the fungus cover. You drop a burning beeswax candle. The fungus covered low-trickle scarab attack. You remove. You prepare to engage in glorious battle. You attack a fungus-covered low-trickle scarab with your single red bronze bratlix adorned with a silver. You attack a fungus-covered low-trickle scarab with your single.
That's it.
You attack a fungus-covered.
That's what you do.
You attack a fungus.
There we go.
S. Gray Amethyst colon assault blast sky. Attack what? S. Gray sky blue colon OH comma. Shad Valen colon prepares a bowl of popcorn. S. Graham.
Now to wait for this other scavenger and kill him very swiftly with my axe.
S. Graham is this colon I'm going to say one, but the other will be left there should someone else not get him. Shad Lyra colon who is something about to happen.
Yep. This mod has a pretty
Shad Relka colon lol.
extensive sound pack, except for I can't use it because if I use the full extent of it, it's gonna break my sound card. Believe me, I've breaking your sound. You lose speech.
S. Gray Slade Gray colon is it something I can help with? You have been tasked by your guild to hunt down and defeat an animated grey body, which was last seen in the Shadra Graveyard bog area. You have yet to find your target.
Great.
Shad Lyra. Tiring.
I went to the
You
completely
prepare to.
wrong place. You know how bad that is. Okay. I have to get myself.
You attack a. Shad Relka.
At least these things.
You attack a undiscovered Woodrickle Scarab with your single red bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver skull. Ratlix right parenthesis 45 hack. You find. Shit. You remove a blackened rock. You head northeast. You prepare to engage in glorious battle. You attack a undiscovered Woodrickle Scarab with your blackened. You attack a undiscovered. Wait 2 seconds. Queuing following command. Tackle. You lower your shoulder and charge at a undiscovered Woodrickle. S. A undiscovered Woodrickle Scarab no longer. You lower your shoulder and wait 4 seconds. Queuing following command. Move. A undiscovered Woodrickle Scarab. Space. Blank. A undiscovered Woodrickle Scarab. You drop. You remove. A undiscovered Woodrickle Scarab attacks you with its clawed leg. You attack. You attack a undiscovered Woodrickle Scarab with your single red bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver skull. Ratlix right parenthesis 46 hacked down into the upper body, somewhat deflected by a chitinous carapace. A undiscovered Woodrickle. You attack. A undiscovered Woodrickle Scarab. You attack a undiscovered Woodrickle Scarab with your single red bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver skull. Shad Relka colon is called the Goody Burnout. You find no room to loot on the corpse of a thing. You pick up a burning beeswax candle with your left hand. You look around for any obvious exits period. Obvious exits, down dark, southwest dark. You head them. Misty Caverns and CVRK. Obvious exits, up, south dark. You head south. Misty Caverns and You manage to break. You look. Oh, you also notice a steep rock slide. Climb. You can climb that with your hands full. You slip while trying to climb down the steep rock slide. Tank Cavern, River Cavern and Sea. Wait 2 seconds. Queuing following command. Step.
Yeah, we're not very good at climbing there because we've never had to go here.
You look. Oh, you also notice a steep rock slide in the dark subterranean river. Climb. You can't go. You can't go. You can't go. You can't. You can't. You head east. You look. Up north. You also notice a sloping arch extending over the river. Climb. Zinc Caverns, River Arch and CVRK. Obvious exits, none. S-grade. You look around for any obvious exits period. Obvious exits, none. You also notice a steep northern incline leading down to the northern bank of the river and the southern arch slope. You slip while trying to climb down the steep northern incline leading down to the northern bank of the river. Wait 4 seconds. Queuing following command, stand. You stand up. Exhausted, moderately wounded, ravenous, bloody, position avoid. You look around for any obvious exits period. Obvious exits, west dark, northeast dark. You also notice a steep arch leading up and over the river to the south. A yellow. You head west. You look around for any obvious exits period. Obvious exits, east dark. You also notice a dark subterranean river and a jumble of rocks leading. Riddle tunnel in CVRKDT. Obvious exits, northwest dark. You head north. You look around for any obvious exits period. Obvious exits, west dark, southeast dark. You carefully search the area. You head west. Riddle tunnel in CV. You carefully search the area. You look around for. Out. You also notice a low flat tunnel in Clok. Added multi. You lied. With effort, you wriggle along on your belly, westward through the low tunnel. You continue for several long moments. You stand up. Wait once. You can't go that. Chat blue fire colon period. You can't go that way. You can't go. You can't. You can't. You can't go that way. You can't go that way. You can't go. You head east. You head out. Kildare, northern ridge of FRA. You extinguish your beeswax candle. S gray cobalt. Shadwell and colon sorry, just mute. Put in. Please. Put your beeswax candle in what? Beeswax candle. You head east. You can. You head south. You head east. You venture out into the wilderness. Wait 3 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head east. Deciduous forest out WLDFRDT temperate. Obvious paths west, northwest, north, northeast river. You head west. Wait 3 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head northeast. Prairie road out WLDP. You open the court. You remove the travel. You remove. You eat your trap. You head southeast. Prairie road out up. You head southeast. Prairie road. Your hands are empty. You are wearing an ebon silk handkerchief, a small clear, S-gray midnight blue Also, Shad Maslow colon is probably a lot of lore reasons for that not to happen. And knowing details, if it did, it would be a bad thing. Shad Lyra colon lol. Shad Valen colon of course you'll be raised. With a spike shoved up your S-gray Russ colon at share. Shad Lyra colon that sounds very biblical. Shad Valen colon sorry, just musing. Shad Valen colon yep. Shad Maslow colon is probably a lot of lore reasons for that not to happen. And knowing details, if it did, it would be a bad. You head south. Your hands are empty. You head south. Prairie road up. Wait 1 second before. Shad Maslow colon I'd like to imagine the process is 5 times longer than normal revival with that one method and you wake up with a fear curse or something. You head. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head. Wait 1 second before you are. Shad Valen colon yeah. You head into a. You head south. You head into a sturdy wooden gate. You head into the infirmary. Shattered infirmary shop in You also notice a sturdy wooden door, a wood-burning stove, and a brass-banded fur barrel. Also here, the healer Hildebrand guarded by an armed guard face concealed, heavily armored, guarding the healer Hildebrand, a child lying them, a citizen lying. She is tall, broad, and composed, her stance rigid. She is holding a wide-bladed iron longsword in her left hand. She is wearing an iron gretel, an iron gorget, a crested tabard, an iron breastplate, some iron vampuses, a pair of iron. You lie down. The healer Hildebrand carefully bandages your back and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible. The healer Hildebrand carefully bandages your right leg and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible. Shad Valen colon you feel yourself. The healer Hildebrand.
1:02 p.m. 2 notifications. Sunday, Cat S.
The healer Hildebrand carefully bandages your abdomen and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible. The healer Hildebrand carefully bandages your right hand and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible. The healer Hildebrand growls at you and says, "You've got a debt with me for 205 realm. You're not bleeding, so you're not in any immediate danger. You are carrying 25 realm. You struggle to stand, but fail. You struggle to stand, but fail. You stand up. You have it. You head out. You... Oh. You sit down. Your hands are empty. You are...
Yeah, alright, here's a little bit of context.
A light breeze blows through the area.
About the title of my stream.
The Harbingers of Arenas, a collection of individuals dedicated to doing the bidding of the Bringer of Terror. A lot of rumor and stories surround the Harbingers of Arenas in regards to why they serve their emerald and what exactly they want. Most of them are almost as disturbing as the tales told about Arenas, and they seem to thrive on it, using the fear and distaste of others to help persuade them to do whatever it is the Harbinger desires. Those who try to pursue knowledge about them often hear so many conflicting explanations from the mouths of one Harbinger, let alone several to ever settle on truth or lie. The only thing that is truly clear is that they're no friends of the followers of Zeraphina and the Dream. Playstyle. Overall, Harbingers tend to vary greatly, from those who are marauding berserkers who let a trail of bodies speak to the power of Arena's Harbingers, to the more cultured and scholarly capable of engaging in a philosophical discussion with some of the more educated individuals regarding emeralds and the superiority of Arena's period. Combat. Harbingers often fight from the open, rely on the combination of heavy armor and other gifts of Arenas to survive their opponent's attacks. In terms of offensive capability, they have the ability to harness sorcery, or have the freedom to use light and heavy weapons to contend against their foes. Promotion points. Spreading fear among others. Fighting challenging foes. Overall pros. Powerful disabling abilities. Focus on abilities useful in combat. Overall cons. Difficult to maintain lawful reputation in towns and therefore limited access to amenities. Those who join are expected to serve the will of arenas, and while joining may be simple, remaining in good standing with arenas and the guild is not. You will often be at conflict with other players, either due to your own actions while in the guild or because of the guild's history. Abilities. As many accounts of harbingers are mixed and harbingers themselves cannot be trusted, the specific trainings and abilities are widely unknown. Guild services. It's a mystery. Perhaps a tunic with the image of arena's gaping maw sewn into the front. Category: guilds.
So yeah, Spider's Fury. I put in there. And coincidentally the spider I'm playing
Shadwell : it's just one of those days. I don't know which chair to play because I'm not feeling them.
has the same username.
Your hands are empty. You are wearing an ebon silk handkerchief, a small clear crystal pendant concealed, a grey linen lanyard concealed, a dark leather wine bag burned with intricate knotwork, a velvety jasmine suede rucksack part layered with silver discs, a hooded ebon silk robe, a mismatched fur and pelt tunic, a silver clasped ebon silk sash, a scaled scarlet suede hat rog overlain with gold filigree carrying a single bit bronze bracelets adorned with a silver skull, a cord-tied ebon silk pouch, a sleek silver leather scabbard bound with bronze, some shaggy dappled fur trousers and some strap-fettered black leather boots. Shad Bluefire: which shard do you love the most? Shadwell : a few persevering reasons. You feel well rested. Laura arrives from the north, riding a long-coated grey horse with a flowing mane and tail. Blank. You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Hello. Your hands are empty. You are a rank 4 member of Harbingers of Arenas and have earned 564.453 points towards your next promotion at 1500 points. You are a member of Harbingers of Arenas. You currently have Laura says, oh hi, seems we have a spider infestation in Shadred. You ask, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Spider. You ask, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. What do you mean? Zeldrin arrives from the east. Zeldrin sits down on a bench. Laura grins at Zeldrin. The bandages on your left arm have become too loose and fall off. Zeldrin transfers the contents of his bronze-branded cedar barrel to the ground. Zeldrin opens a square black leather locksmith kit. Zeldrin transfers the contents of his bronze-branded cedar barrel to the ground. Zeldrin drops a bronze-branded cedar barrel. Zeldrin nods in greeting. Laura asks, what's up, Z? Your hands are empty. You are wearing an ebon spelldragon fur belt. Zeldrin puts the belt powder in the smooth brown leather. Zeldrin removes a nice bronze lockpick from his grip. Zeldrin closes a square black leather locksmith kit. Space. Shadwell : you ask, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. I mean, spiders are just creatures, like any other, which they would be alarmed about. Zeldrin casually drawls, how goes? Also, say, oh, Shadwell : trying to think of a way to get those rat towels from Shadred's rat houses. Zeldrin settles into the task of picking the lock on the square poplar box. Yes, here, all. Say, Zeldrin casual. You ask, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. I mean, spiders are just creatures, like any other, which they would be alarmed about. Speaking to you, Laura asks, dunno, have you seen pretty big ones? S gray navy blue : loose. S gray navy blue : ignore me. You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Not in particular. Zeldrin settles into the task of picking the lock on the... Speaking to you, Zeldrin bluntly states, and the spiders. It's the folks who worship the ground they walk on. Zeldrin stops picking the lock on... Speaking to you, Zeldrin bluntly states, and the spiders. It's the folks who worship the ground they walk on. Zeldrin settles into the task of picking the lock on the square ash box with... Zeldrin settles into the task of picking the lock on the simple wood box with his nice bronze lockpick. Zeldrin stops picking the lock. You ask, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Is that what everyone's in a fury about? Space. Zyra arrives from the south. A pointy-eared scruffy Kodak springs from hiding to attack. The pointy-eared scruffy Kodak attacks Zyra with its teeth. Teeth right turn pushes 1 pierce damage to the back. Zeldrin probably sighs, oh, by the gods. Zeldrin curiously asks, is there moronic nonsense going on? Laura shrugs. You ask, your voice muffled by your handkerchief, is that what everyone's in a fury about? You notice the pointy-eared scruffy Kodak moves stealthily east. Ella arrives from the south, riding a dark brown mule that is pulling a wagon. Zeldrin glances. Oh, F. Zeldrin sighs softly. You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief, some fool just got attacked by the dog. As Grey Argent Colin, I've seen the Kodak attack infested boat to protect travelers. I suppose the Kodak thinks Zyra is one. Zeldrin flatly says, I'm aware of that. Zeldrin snorts. The light breeze blows. Well, completely healed under your bandages, so you remove them. Zyra arrives from the east. As Grey answers this Colin, she's likely tried. Speaking to Zeldrin. Zeldrin simply says, it knows better. Ella sits down on the space. Blank. Zyra says, we. Oh, why? As Greyarch, Zeldrin probably says, not. Speaking to Zeldrin, you say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief, you seem like you're about ready to kill someone. Speaking to you, Zeldrin probably says, not you, mate. Just the doggone spider worshippers. Or that stupid wench that got attacked by the dog just now walking around. Not too found door. As Grey Speaking to Zeldrin, you say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief, you seem like you're about ready to kill someone. Gentle wind blows through the area. Zyra glares at Zeldrin. Zeldrin opens the square black leather locksmith kit. Zeldrin puts a nice bronze lockpick in the square black leather locksmith kit that he is wearing. Zeldrin closes the square black leather locksmith kit. As Grey Lime Green Colin, I think someone told you to take back these lands and enslave everyone here. Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin casually drawls, the dog's a good judge of character. Speaking to Zeldrin, Zyra asks, did you just call me a wench? As Grey Lime Green Colin, I don't know if last part is... Zeldrin gets up off the bench. Laura sticks her tongue out at Zyra. As Grey... Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin sweetly says, MMHM. As Grey Cobalt... And...
I'm here.
As Grey Amethyst Colin with Cobalt. As Grey Navy Blue Colin may also have access to the Esper. Just a heads up by the way. Speak of whoever you wish but just be mindful of the consequences. Zyra removes... Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin sweetly says, MMHM. Zyra eats her travel ration. Finished. Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin sweetly insists, got a problem with it. Zyra removes the travel ration from her gold-buckled dark brown leather sack. Zyra eats her travel ration. Hey. Zyra says, yes I do. L-A, space. You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Damn, not even 5 minutes in Catcher's Commons and we've got well threats so close to it flying around. Laura says, that Kodak is a great judge of character. Your right leg has completely healed under your bandages, so you're... Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin sweetly offers, terrible shame, that... You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Damn, not even 5 minutes in Catcher's Commons and we've got well threats so close to it flying around. Speaking to you, Zeldrin amusedly insists that's what Zeldrin does. The light breeze blows through the area. Zyra asks, piss me off.
Some of the dialogue in this RP is like
believe.
so interesting. You know, I just had to kind of interject a little bit there, because it's funny. I'm a spider, but like no one knows. I kind of like.
Zyra,
I like to
sweetly
keep it
retorts,
that way.
you and every other cousin that thinks their shite don't stink. As Grey Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin sweetly retorts, you and every other cousin that thinks their shite don't stink. As Grey Argent Colin O. Laura rubs her chin thoughtfully. Zyra takes a number of deep breaths. Zeldrin opens his arms. You ask, your voice muffled by your handkerchief, if I might ask, what kinds of things did you do to piss off a man who is now currently threatening you passively? Zyra sits down on the... Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin simply drawls, I don't pull punches, lady. I call him like I see him. Feel free to speak up about it. Do what y'all want. Zeldrin sits down on the bench.
Yep. This is Clok. When veiled threats don't,
Zyra takes a number of deep breaths. As Grey Cobalt colon like conversely, I'd love to chat with one of the wardens of the Grove too, a much more pacifistic folk as I understand. However, they're just as interesting to me as other groups, topics and interests. Indeed, should anyone have interests they wish to share, I do love listening, nearly as much as I enjoy chatting. Speaking to Zeldrin, Laura asks, you think Coven will still accept Outriders? Zyra blinks. Dumb sorcerers and done. They have a small foothold. Speaking to Laura, speaking to Zeldrin, someone, blank. As Grey Powder Pink colon careful what you wish for, you might get someone you're not expecting. Also, chat, asp. As Grey Navy Blue colon Lapis is a duchy of Eastguard Inquisitors of the Sacred Flame and those who hunt dumb sorcerers and done. They have a small foothold within these lands, but perhaps not best to discuss it here. Your back has completely healed under your— As Grey Powder Pink colon careful what you wish for, you might get someone you're not expecting. Laura grins at Zeldrin. Laura grins, a mangy brown hound arrives from the east. Say, speaking to Zeldrin, Zyra says, you started that. Speaking to Laura, Zeldrin casually drawls, you are. No, they ain't no official organization or nothing, right? He town don't exactly recognize them. Speaking to Zeldrin, Laura asks, you think Coven will still accept Outriders? Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin simply drawls, I don't pull punches, lady. I call him like I see him. Laura says, I wanted to be a Koitic militia, but yeah, my house plan isn't still approved. Laura gazes up at the sky. Your hands are empty. You are wearing— Talk, discuss, or be talked about. Secretive. Oh. All chat, asp, here, as Grey Cobalt colon do they not like to talk, discuss, or be talked about. Secretive. Speaking to Zyra, as Grey Powder Pink colon careful what you wish for, you might get someone you're not expecting. As Grey Argent colon many are just grumpy. Zeldrin looks at Zyra and shrugs. Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin casually drawls, I could apologize if y'all really want, but I probably wouldn't mean it. As Grey Cobalt colon grumpier than Dorn. As Grey Cobalt colon grumpier than Dorn. Say. Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin casually drawls, I could apologize. Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin simply drawls, usually when I see that dog attack folks, they ain't welcome in town. Honestly, I jump to a conclusion, but y'all know how I feel about y'all regardless. Laura says, I wanted to be a Koitic militia, but yeah, my house plan isn't. Speaking to Zyra, speaking to Laura, Zeldrin casually drawls, really, that don't mean much. Still can hurt to send out a missive agree. Laura says, thanks, Z. A mangy brown, space. Speaking to Laura, Zeldrin casually drawls, I'd vouch for ya if nothing else. Speaking to Zeldrin, Alila quietly mentions. Speaking to Zeldrin, Alila quietly mentions, Cobalt is Sona. Have you met before, Zeldrin? Speaking to Laura, Zeldrin casually drawls, you're alright, Laura, ain't done me wrong. You ask, your voice muffled by your handkerchief, anyone want to help me deal with the creature in the graveyard bog? Speaking to you, Zeldrin casually apologizes, sorry for the rough introduction there, mate. Didn't mean to come off so gruff and bothered. Zyra says, I don't want to deal with any of you. Speaking to Zyra, Zeldrin dryly offers, Gatehouse is up north. Laura says, Sona's a fun sort. A bit odd, but fun. Zeldrin points north. Zeldrin turns to Ella.
Yeah, these people are way better at roleplay than I am.
Speaking to Ella, Zeldrin curiously says, don't believe I have. I think that Clok made one homage to Levos. As Grey Argent colon I'd love to chat, but you know me and mines. Zeldrin transfers the contents of the bronze-branded cedar barrel that is on the ground to the ground. Zeldrin opens the square black leather locksmith kit. Zeldrin removes a nice bronze lockpick from his square black leather locksmith kit. Zeldrin closes the square black leather locksmith kit. Zeldrin settles into the task of picking the lock on the plain pine box with his nice bronze lockpick. Zeldrin stops picking the lock on the plain pine box as you hear a soft. The task of... You ask, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Not all of us are innocent of crime. Couldn't those tools you're using perhaps be used for some questionable actions? The shattered constable... Space. All. Here. Esp. He. All. Say. All. Chat. Chat. Will and colon to confirm. The Duchy of Lapis is probably reached through that road southwest and probably ways outside the game map. Yes. Zeldrin settles into the task. All. Say. All. Say. You ask. Your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Not all of us are in it. Lyra leans towards you and whispers. Hey. Zeldrin's... His nice bronze lockpick. His bronze lockpick. You say, Lyra leans towards you and whispers, they have very specific reasons to hate me. Zeldrin settles into the... You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief, if it could be, I don't care. Doesn't matter, my point is that being upset with someone over what it is they've done could be considered a bit hypocritical, considering we all have killed something at some point in time. Zeldrin casually drawls, so what sort of plans do y'all have for the day? You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief, if it could be, I don't care. Doesn't matter, my point is that being upset with someone over what it is they've done could be considered a bit hypocritical, considering we all have killed something at some point in time. Zeldrin stops picking the lock on the weather-written brick box as you hear a soft click come from the box. Zeldrin settles into the task of picking the lock on the thick fur box with his nice bronze lockpick. Zeldrin stops... Laura says, me, going to probably shoot the breeze unless someone's doing something interesting. Pickle box with his nice bronze lockpick. You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief, killing a body at the graveyard bog. Zeldrin casually drawls, likely the same. Work through my Mount Noah horde, here. Laura cackles. Ask Ray Cobalt colon, shall we pick some up after I'm done here? Chevelle colon fairly far, but yes, I believe so. And it is an excellent point, the game grid is not the entirety of the Lost Lands, and the Lost Lands are not all of the quarantine. Speaking to you, Zeldrin casually drawls, I can likely help ya out with that once I'm through with this bit of things, if ya think ya need the assist. Ask Ray Argent colon if you wish. Amusement period. Zyra says, I simply want to see Grelkick. Speaking to you, Zeldrin casually drawls, I can likely help ya out with that once I'm through with this bit of things, if ya think ya need the assist. Ask Ray a brief pulse of the color brass flicker. Zeldrin settles into the task of picking the lock on the rectangular fur box with... You say, Laura says, didn't MR Grumkick pass by a time ago? Zeldrin stops picking, speaking to Zeldrin. Zyra says, yes, I saved his life and he owes me. Light wind stirs. You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Well, I just need to know where I can find it. I know where the graveyard is, but not the bog. Laura asks, you mean a snow y'all mask, yeah? Zyra nods to Laura. F. Gray Midnight Black Colon Cobalt, did you manage to give a schematic regarding Linesworth construction? F. Gray Cobalt Colon, I did, just very recently, yes. Speaking to you, Zeldrin casually drawls, no problem. When you head through the trail, move down the track, then the road. Move all the way through the woods down in there. Head north and west, then north and east after that. The bogs through a muddy trail after you hit the end of the woods. Speaking to you, Laura says, through the grave, through the track to the Deadwood Forest, and through the forest northeast of the forest. F. Gray Cobalt Colon, after I'm finished here, I can meet you in Haven if that's desirable. You nod. You have a couple of match. You. Also here, a sharp hide. You head north. Obvious paths south, the will. You remove. Wait 1 second before you are able to. Wait 3 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head west. You prepare to engage in glorious battle. Engage. You attack a fungus-covered botrical scarab with your single bit bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver skull. Ratlix right parenthesis 45 hack damage to the right eye. A fungus-covered botrical scarab attacks you with its clawed leg. You attack a fungus-covered bot. Wait 1 second. Queuing. You prepare to engage in glorious battle. A fungus-covered botrical scarab spews a thin stream of acid from its mouth. The viscous fluid streams towards you. Right parenthesis 23 acid damage to the right hand. You attack a fungus-covered botrical scarab with your single bit bronze Ratlix. You attack a fungus-covered botrical scarab with your single bit bronze Ratlix adorned with. You attack a fungus-covered botrical scarab with your single bit bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver. Attack what? You find no. You head through a. You can't go there. You can't. You can't go. You head west. You lurk around for any. You head west. The shambling rocket. Oh, you also notice an old dirt road into. Clock. Oh, close enough. Blank. Blank. You also notice an old dirt road into narrow woodland track. Clock. The shambling rocket will move. Old forest, trail of FRFLDT semi-arid mild, fair, fresh breeze. Once a wide, well-established trail, the area has an old forest. Go track. You head down a narrow woodland track. You head down an old dirt road. Graveyard, Deadwood Forest of FRDT semi-arid. Also here, shifting phantom darkwood floating. Obvious paths north. A shifting. You can't go. You head north. Graveyard. You can't go. You can't go. You head north. You can't go. You can't go. You can't go that way. Head great wide. You can't go. You head northwest. You can't. You head northeast. You head northeast. You can. You lurk around. You head east. You lurk around for any. Oh, you also notice a muddy path winding northward through the trees. Hold on. You head into a muddy path winding northward through the trees. Graveyard, back out, Speaking to you, Laura says, through the grave, through the track to the Deadwood Forest, and through the forest northeast of the forest. An animated gray black body arrives from the northwest. Graveyard, back out, we move semi-arid. Obvious paths, northeast, southeast. You feel fully rested. An animated gray black body arrived from the southeast. Graveyard, back out. An ancient animated gray black body. You prepare to engage in glorious battle. Engage. You spring from hiding to attack. You attack an ancient animated gray black body with your single bit bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver skull. Inky black tendrils spring forth from an ancient animated gray black body's hand. An inky black tendril lashes at you. Right parenthesis 3 gold damage to the left arm. 4 nether damage to the left arm. You feel your energy being zapped away. S-Ray Sapphire Colon, take it easy on it. You attack an ancient animated grey body with your single bit bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver skull. Ratlix right parenthesis 114 hack damage to the chest. Jagged gash in the chest exposes vital organs. Drive the black tendril snake out of an ancient animated grey body as the corpse falls to the ground in a heap. You have completed your task to defeat an ancient animated grey body. T. Blank. You attack an inky black shade with your single bit bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver skull. Ratlix right parenthesis 19 hack damage to the chest. Wait 6 seconds. Queuing following command. Go fast. Shadwell. You look. Oh, you also notice a lifeless forest. You manage to break away from the hostiles engaging you in combat. You head into a lifeless forest. Graveyard, Deadwood Forest. You can't go. You head west. You head southwest. You can't go that way. Shadwell. You can't go that. You head southwest. You can't go. You head you head east. Grave. You look around for it. Head grave. You look around for it. You head east. You look around. Speaking to you, Laura says through the grave. You can't go. You can't go. You can't go. You can't go. You head northeast. You look around. You can't go. You head southeast. You look around. West. You can't go. You can't go. You can't go. You can't go. You head southwest. You look around for any obvious exit period. Obvious paths west, northeast. You head west. You look around for any obvious exit period. Obvious paths west, east. You head west. You look around for any obvious exit period. Obvious paths west, east, south. You head south. Graveyard, Deadwood Forest, FRDT semi-arid. Also here, shifting phantom darkwood floating. Obvious paths north. You look around for any obvious exit period. Obvious paths north, south. You head south. You look around for it. Oh, you also notice an old dirt road. Am I just not using the right command or are they not available? You head down an old dirt road. Graveyard path of FRDT semi-arid. Also here, assembling rotted ghoul severely damaged. Obvious paths northwest, east. You prepare to engage in glorious battle. A shambling rotted ghoul attacks you with its... You attack... Shadwell and Colon not available. Need AF intervention. You are holding a single bit bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver skull in your right hand. You are wearing an ebon silk handkerchief, a small clear crystal pendant concealed with... You attack a shadowy grey phantom with your single bit bronze Ratlix adorned with a silver skull. Ratlix right parenthesis 10 hack damage to the right hand. The shadowy grey phantom hurls a small inky black, quest all, here, S, Shad Lyra colon O. You attack a Shadwell and colon not available. Needs GM intervention. Shad Lyra colon am I just not using the right command or are they not available? 3 branch, Shadwell and colon at 2. You continue to bleed from your right foot. The shadowy grey phantom hurls a small inky black goblin at you. A small inky black goblin. Shadowy grey phantom, you continue to bleed. You retrieve an untreated white linen bandage from your cord-tied ebon silk pouch. Wait 1 second. Queuing for... You head east. Graveyard up. You head south. You can't go that. You head east. Graveyard out. Head right. You head through a wrought iron gate. You venture out into the wilderness. Conifer forest. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. S-grain. Wait 4 seconds before you are able to travel again. S-grain navy blue colon I didn't leave. You head southeast. Conifer forest road out WLDFRDT semi-arid. You also notice a burning pair of large black wrought iron braziers fixed in place by large... Maybe if you were in the water or near an applicable water. You are holding a single brick. You push your sing...
There we go. So we killed the bog body. What comes out of it, though, I'll tell you what, is not easy to kill, and we barely... If I had some iron, that would be great, except for... I'm looking to be tainted... Or my character is.
S-ray of repulse of the color night blue flickers at the edge of your mind's eye.
Once you're tainted, you can't... Once you've been tainted, you can't wield iron or steel. Or river steel. Or celestium. Or sunsteel.
Your hands are empty. You are wearing an ebon silk handkerchief, a small clear crystal pendant concealed, a grey linen lanyard concealed, a dark leather wine bag burned with intricate... You take up a dark leather wine bag burned with intricate knotwork. You'll have to open it first. You take a drink from your dark leather wine bag burned with intricate knotwork. You detect layers of honey with a slight tang of... You swing a dark leather wine bag burned with intricate knotwork over your shoulder. You head north. Conifer Forest Road out WL. You head south. Wait 1 second before you... You head... You... 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 You head south. Shattered. Town come... Oh, Zeldrin. Obvious path. Bench. Also here, Zeldrin sitting on a bench and Ella sitting on a... S-grain high... Clock. Zeldrin closes a smooth brown leather satchel adorned with... You head northeast. You also notice a pine handcart being pulled by Suvarik. Suvarik heads southwest, pulling a pine handcart. You head into the infirmary. Shattered infirmary shop in her. You also notice a sturdy wooden door, a wood-burning stove, and a brass-banded fur. You head out. You head north. You head south. You also notice some wickedly Shad Lyra calling anyone for Monster Hunter. Suvarik, Shad Lyra calling anyone for Monster Hunter. F. Ray Argent Colon, how do you think my spectacles stay still? You head into... The stablemaster consults a piece of parchment, then looks up at you and... You head west. Shattered, Main. You head south. You head south. Shattered, Town Commons gathering stockholders. Your hands are empty. You are wearing an ebon silk handkerchief, a small clear crystal pendant concealed a great... Shad Lyra colon S. Here, S. Ray Argent Colon, how do you think my spectacles stay still? Allo transfers the contents of the weathered maple box that is on the ground into a bronze-branded cedar barrel. S. Gray Brass colon, how can a Nazi person not have a nose? Allo transfers the say, speaking to you. Zeldrin curiously asks, how'd it go? Allo opens a sturdy wood... The wood box that is on the ground into a bronze-branded cedar barrel. S. Gray Argent colon, I love you now brass amusement period. Allo opens a sturdy alder box. Zeldrin settles into the task of picking the lock on the rectangular pine straw. Allo opens a square cedar box. You say, your voice muffled by your handkerchief. Not bad, killed a bog body, but never came out of it, which is how I am wounded. S. Gray. Allo opens a weathered cedar box. Zeldrin stops picking the lock on the private maple strongbox as you hear a soft click come from the strongbox. Allo transfers the contents of... Allo opens a new fur. Speaking to you, Zeldrin casually drawls, I hate the shot, personally. Real nuisance. The bandage is on your... You head east. Shed. You head northeast. You head in... You lie down. The healer Hildebrand carefully bandages your right foot and... You stand up. You have a difficult time standing due to your... You head up. You head west. You also notice a thick walnut strongbox closed. There's a says warning. Allo transfers the... L. The color lime green blinkers at the edge of your mind's eye. Allo opens a square redwood box. Also, chat, S. S. Gray, a brief pulse of the color lime green. S. Gray Argent colon, if anyone needs their moral boosted and stuff. I'll be telling stories in the cafe in Hebron in a few ticks. Allo opens a pull. Chat, say. Speaking to Erza, Zeldrin casually asks, morning, how goes? Allo transfers the contents of the polished cedar box that is on the ground into a bronze-branded cedar barrel. Zeldrin waves his common bronze lock to catch you dismissively. Allo opens a weathered iron box. Zeldrin stops picking the lock on the plain cedar strongbox as you hear us. Allo transfers the contents of the polished cedar box that is on the ground into a bronze-branded cedar barrel. Erza gestures at you, causing a spray of water to wash you off. A moment later, the water vanishes. The blood has been washed from you. That should take care of the body odor problem. The gore has been washed from you. You notice a point. Questions. All. Here. S. Chat. Also. Chat. Chat 7 colon hunting horn squad reporting in. Allo transfers the... Chat Lyra colon anyone play Monster Hunter. Allo. S. Here. All. Quest. Say. Allo S. Chat double colon what's Monster Hunter. The light breeze blow. 1338. You are a rank 4 member of Harbingers of Aranas and have earned 583.353 points toward your next... Allo opens the chip dogwood strongbox. Zeldrin stops picking the lock on the polished oak strongbox as you hear a soft click come from the strongbox. Oh, a brilliant 17. Blank. All chat S. S. Gray Argent colon O. Sorry, Sapphire. Allo opens the S. Gray Sapphire colon I resent it. Allo S. Gray Argent colon no nostalgic noses and nose a nose to no, sir. S. Gray a brief pulse of the color lime green blinkers at the edge of your mind. S. Gray Sapphire colon O. Sell right. I just couldn't help but make a note on it. Allo opens the decrepit oak chat. Also, say. Allo transfers the chat. Chat 7 colon a game series where you build up great things and make things from their guts, bones and scales to 5 even greater things. Zeldrin stops. Chat Lyra colon wait 10 exclamation point. The last person I expected. Ella opens. Chat double colon what's Monster Hunter. Ella chat 7 colon a game series where you beat up great thing. Zeldrin settles. You build. Chat double colon so like a video game. Ella. Chat. And slash crafting videocum. You may only use the chat command once every 50. Chat Kaklaki and colon insect leg is fun. Chat double colon so like a video game. Zeldrin settles. Chat double colon can blind people play it. Zeldrin settles in. Chat Lyra colon a man play. Chat double colon can blind people play it. Zeldrin settles into the task of picking the lock on an 8-wood strongbox with his common bronze lock. Chat 7 colon insect leg got turned into a mosquito with whirl and discipline. I love it. Zeldrin stops picking the here, S gray sapphire colon O, cell right. I just couldn't help but make a note of it. Zeldrin settles into the S gray a brief pulse of the color lilac flickers at the edge of your S gray argent. You head north. S gray argent colon I'll climb up. Then you head north. Regrog Kent. You head east. Also here. You S gray sapphire colon now. Don't. I was just messing with ya. You eat your crap. You head. Chat 7 colon sadly it's heavily reliant on sight. Jubble. You head north. Coniferous wooded. S grace. Chat Kaklaki and colon probably not jubble. It would not be easy in any case. You Chat Raspel colon not sure. There's a lot of position and timing involved, and you really can take a lot of damage even with the best armors. The armors serve to assist with status effectives and provide some wiggle room for an extra 3 or so fail to block or dodge. S gray argent colon was I not fishing for compliments. You head north. Wait 1 second before you are. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head north. Prairie Road, 4 You head northwest. Wait 1 second before. Chat Lyra colon so you are all now like my best friends. You head northwest. Wait 1 second before you are. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. Chat 7 colon did you all see the trailer for the new one coming on the Switch? You head. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. Riding a husky white warhorse with a glowing mane and tail. Chat double colon is the Switch console worth $300. You head. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. You. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. You. Wait 1 second before. Though I mostly let my kids play it. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. Chat shadow colon I like the Switch. Though I mostly let my kids play it. You head northwest. You head west. You. Happen pass of MTRK. Wait 4 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head northwest. Wait 1 second before you are able to travel again. You head north. Wait 1 second before you are. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. Chat Safi colon I haven't had a Nintendo console since the GameCube. Chat Safi colon I haven't had a Nintendo console. You head. Wait 3 seconds before you are able to travel again. Chat Lyra colon Sonic Adventure. You head northeast. Prairie Road. You are carrying 25 realm. You head northeast. Wait 1 second before you are. Wait 2 seconds before you are able to travel again. You head north. S gray night blue colon I really need to invest in essential so I can stop forgetting advantages. Wait 2 seconds before. Chat Safi colon Elden Metroids. You head east. Wait 1 second before you are able. Wait 2 seconds before you are. Wait 1 second. You can't go that way. Urge arrives at the dock. Workers extending several. You head. You head. You head northwest. Chat Safi. You can't go that way. You can. You head southeast. Mistral Lake, Central Avenue Market up. You head northwest. Mistral Lake, Love Room over Temple. You head through a thick iron-bound wooden door set into the northeast mountainside. Mistral Lake, waving mortuary rook soul retrievals in her arcade. You also notice some corpses. Also here, a tall woman with long spindly black hair. Obvious hate. S great late gray colon I am closed. A tall woman with long spindly black hair says, all done with the task. Good job. A tall woman with long spindly black hair hands you 100 realm. You have received 75 guild points. You head southeast. Mistral Lake, Waterside Way Outer Temple. You head east. Mistral Lake, Waterside Way. You head east. Mistral Lake, Central Avenue Market Outer Temperate. You head northwest. You head southeast. Mistral Lake, Central Avenue. The stablemaster consults a piece of parchment, then looks up at you and shakes his head. Sorry. Oh, a pill soldier arrived. Clok. You head west. Also here. You head in. You lie down. The herbalist rather carefully bandages your left hand and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible. The herbalist rather carefully bandages your head and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible. The herbalist rather carefully bandages your back and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible. Ask Grey Midnight Black colon, can you get out? Ask Grey Night Blue colon, are you close Argent? The herbalist rather carefully bandages your right hand and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible. The herbalist rather carefully bandages your chest and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible. Chad Safi colon, I'm not a big fan of side-scrollers, so I can't say I appreciate the old Metroid in Castlevania. The herbalist, Chad Safi colon, I'm not a big, Chad Zyra colon, classic Metroid is still the best. The ask here, ask Grey Sapphire colon, what's going on? No. Ask Grey Night Blue colon, are you close Argent? The chat. Ask Grey Midnight Black colon, head to the trail. You feel full? The herbalist rather frowns at you and says, you've got a debt with me for 200 realm. You stand up. You dishonor on your cow. You head into a... You head into a... The hunter exits the infirmary, having been restored to full health. You hand the herbalist relic 200 realm towards your debt. The herbalist relic informs you that this settles your debt. You lie down. The herbalist relic carefully bandages a dog wicker's right leg. Ask Grey Argent colon, who fell this time, Slade. The herbalist relic carefully bandages a dog wicker's chest. The herbalist relic carefully bandages your left leg and asks that you pay for the...
It appears there's been no chat.
The herbalist relic carefully bandages your right arm.
I was hoping that there'd be chat here.
The herbalist relic carefully bandages your left arm and asks that you pay for the service as soon as possible.
Actually, am I streaming now or am I not?
1:45 p.m. Passcode field 8 0 6 2 6 6 6 MNO 9 WXYC.
Ask Grey Night Blue colon, I saw you lurking, so figured I'd ask before I headed that way. A fisherman just arrived. A fisherman lies down, awaiting medical attention. The herbalist relic carefully bandages a fisherman's left eye. The herbalist relic retrieves some ground herbs from various jars and begins applying them to squares of cloud to be used later as pulses. Ask Grey Argent colon, can find the one. Ask Grey Sky Blue colon, Midnight Blue seems to have found them. Ask Grey Argent colon, Rival. Ask Grey Night Blue colon, okay. I was also looking at storage crates, so only noticed Argent lurking. Chad Safi colon, I'm not a big fan of... Your hands are empty. You are wearing an ebon silk handkerchief. You stand up. You can't go that way. You can't go... You can't go... You can't go that way. You can't go that... You can't go that... Mr. Lake. You head out. Mr. Lake, rocks... You... Chad will... You head... You have your bandages, so you remove them. A tall woman with long spindly black hair says, we have had reports of a large black winged cave right in Hidden Cove tunnels that is dominating its peers. We believe that town folk have heard of its prowess and whisper of it in secret. We are sending you to destroy it to prove the power of fear from the great spider. Destroy it and report back. You head up. Also, say, oh, chat. Chat will and colon should change the found, failed and lurking sounds. Aside from them being irritating to hear, they can get confusing. Goodbye. No, yes. Music, please, clock. Clock. Welcome back. Oh. Cabin, found us quick. You are already... You head west. Cabin entry, south of... In the burnished leather saddlebags with thick steel buckled straps. You see an argent wool tunic with long blouse sleeves, a small mortar and pestle, a wool package, a wooden torch, some firestones, some soft gray wool gloves, and a fine link steel neck standard. There is plenty of room left. Shed villain colon S gray argent colon not more than 500 if you're not going for gems. The warhorse with the braided mane and S gray argent colon where you at? Night blue. You head south, riding a bulky print. You feel fully rested. You are carrying 0 realm. You dismount from your bulky print. Wait 1 second. Spit. Oh. You dismount. S gray argent colon meets you at the fork. You hand 30 realm to the stablemaster, who calls for an. You head up. You head east. S gray night blue colon okays.
Alright, now that I got my horse
You sit on a.
stabled, I'm lucky gonna end the stream now. Thanks for watching. We're gonna
No button, no hand.
upload this to YouTube.
Live bundle window.
I'm not
Desktop
making it
list.
exclusive, so
Talk to test view. Google Chrome 1 Op Studio.
I do wish there would have been more chat. In fact, I actually
Test view
want to request
button.
it
Running app. Google Chrome 1.
before we left here.
TCT. Text edit button submit. Text edit blank.
Jabal the Spider, hello there.
Oh, good, it worked. So, okay, I will.
Tasker.
You know,
Running Op Studio 1 Op
once
6.
we get larger, I think it'll be a high time for us to actually get into situations where we can actually go in and get chat going. But for now, I just wanted to test out the stream, make sure things worked out, see how things happened. It worked out. You know, another clock streaming in the books, not bad. And a good, another recording. So, thank you very much. Y'all take care now.
Stop recording checkbox checked. Studio. Stop streaming. Not checked. Stopping stream. Start streaming. Stop